Hey everybody, welcome to Megadad's bonus level for October 2017. It's our new monthly YouTube live show where we pick a topic and talk with you, the community, in the chat.
How's your head?
How's my head?
We've just started and you've already touched your head like 3 times.
Oh, it's... Mark Peterson wants me to touch my face.
How does he know he's talking? How do you know he's talking to you?
Well, you better touch your face then, just to be safe. We want to cover our bases here. So welcome, Sean, Antonio, and Mark. Everybody. So
this is a bad night. I'm just gonna start and get real with people.
Oh,
John.
I thought this was going to be a lighthearted chat. I think this is.
We'll get there.
Are you dying?
No.
Are you dying?
Well, inside, slowly.
But your body is fine.
Well, typically, like we do the podcast pre-recorded and then we release it or whatever. And if
our
something
regular
comes up,
podcast Megadad's Live, you're talking about, that can be found on iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher.
And if like something comes up, then we can just like reschedule it or like do it later or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight was like, I'm going to be honest, I'm not in the right mindset to do this show. Elliot has been super crabby, and we were trying to get him down, and he's like throwing.
I don't know. We got kicked offline, but I think we're going back. Not really sure what that was all about.
God damn it. Oh,
typical.
It just keeps getting better.
Oh, I think we got kicked
offline again.
What is going on? We might be back now.
You think so?
I'm not promising anything. I'm going to refresh this page.
I'm blaming you because I just don't need any more things to be my fault.
Okay. As of right now, we're live. I'm fairly certain.
So should I continue?
Yes, please continue.
About how horrible my night has been?
Yes, and it's only getting better.
So my wife is like gonna have this baby any day.
Any second now.
So she's super uncomfortable and she's really crabby and Sean's trying to he's trying to mess with us.
I think he is. Appreciate that. Wait, what are you drinking? Mug root beer?
Mug root beer.
Are you?
So like I'm trying to get him to sit with me so I can calm him down. And he's like, no, I don't want daddy. And Christy's really like fed up and like she's kicking stuff around. And I finally screamed at Elliot. And you as a parent know that when you lose your shit around your kid, you instantly feel bad about it.
Right.
Like even if it's well earned, like you just feel like a horrible, horrible parent. And then it was like, well, I got to go downstairs and do this show, so I can't resolve this. And so that's what happened right before I came down here. So my wife is mad at me because I yelled at Elliot. My son was crying when I left because I yelled at him.
And you basically said, screw them out, peace!
I said, well, John's waiting for me and the internet. So I need this tonight. I've
always thought somehow that Megadads would be the end of our marriages.
Yeah.
Somehow it would be our downfall. Well, she might be watching. I mean, there's a chance she's watching. So is there anything you'd like to say?
Not a good chance. No. And then this is the best part. This is the best part. Okay, so I came down here and we were doing our tests and everything, which clearly that went well because we've lost our feed like
tested
twice.
it. Everything worked great until we hit start.
So I get down here and I put in the earbuds and we're getting things ready and checking, and I heard the doorbell.
It's like 9 p.m.
It's 9 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
Christy's in Elliot's bedroom trying to get him to stop crying so that he can lay down. Take a wild guess who it is.
Oh, it's not your mom, is it?
No, God, no.
Ooh, okay.
No. It's a character that I don't think our audience is aware of at this point, but it's a reoccurring character in my life that you hear about often.
Asian boob guy?
Douchebag neighbor.
Oh, douchebag neighbor.
Douchebag neighbor decided at 9 o'clock at night on a Thursday, he's going to come and ring our doorbell 5 times to see if we want to buy Christmas wreaths. Yeah.
Did you buy some?
I was in here with you. But I heard it going on upstairs.
Wow.
We probably got a Christmas wreath.
It is Thursday, Sean Capri. I mean, I know you're in Canada, but I don't think the time difference is that drastic.
They have Thursday in Canada. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they've got Thursdays.
So, are you ready for some happiness before we get to our topic?
Yes.
I have some happiness to share with you.
Share the happy. I'm going to take a swig of this superior root beer drink.
Can you see this?
Oh! Look at that.
You see what I'm holding in my hands here?
I can see that. That's attractive.
These are pretty cool boxes, by the way.
That's a nice box.
For the folks who are watching us, I got John a Design Lab. Is it Design Lab?
I think so. I think that's what they call it.
Design Lab Xbox One Megadad's controller. And I actually designed 2 of them. And I'm going to let you pick which one you want.
Oh, man.
So we've got the white body with the blue accents.
Nice.
Nice, cool metallic triggers here.
Oh, you went the metallic.
Yeah, I went the metallic, man. Nothing but the best for you, buddy. So that's that one. And then the other one is kind of like bizarro to that.
It's opposites.
It's opposites, where it's got the blue body with white accents, metallic D-pad and triggers up on top. Gun metal, by the way, because that's cool. And then this one's got the white buttons.
Does it have the engraving? I can't tell.
It does have the engraving. It says Megadads on both of them.
I think I got to go blue body.
Blue body?
Yeah.
I was really hoping you were going to say blue body because I wanted the white body.
Did you?
But I was like, it's your 40th birthday present.
Nice.
I'm gonna buy you something that, we were at E3 and we saw these. They had this whole gallery of these things.
Yeah.
It's like, man, if I ever get an Xbox, I'm getting one of those.
Sony should copy that.
When your birthday was coming up, I was like, man, that's what I'm getting.
That is a sexy controller. That'll be great with our One X's.
That's right.
So should we get into the topic?
I guess we should get into a topic
for the evening. Oh, Sean Capri, you stop now. You old.
What did he say?
He says the blue is gorgeous like John.
It's blue just like your balls.
Thank you, Sean. No, we're here to talk about horror games and what our favorite horror games are, what our favorite moments are from horror video games, all about the horror since it's almost Halloween. Oh, pardon me, that root beer is just causing a ruckus.
Root beer is the wrong selection for podcasting.
We're just going to be burping through this whole thing. You guys in the chat, please feel free, jump in, let us know your favorite horror games and your favorite moments or characters or stories in horror games.
Do you ever find yourself struggling to say simple words?
All the time.
I mean, horror, obviously the joke is that horror, when you say horror games, it sounds like something else.
Uh-huh.
But I have a difficult time saying Saturday.
Huh.
In particular, I was trying to say Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And I just felt like Saturday and then leading into night, Saturday night. Like I was having a heck of a time saying that and getting that out.
What's the word your wife gives me unnecessary crap for saying correctly?
Pitch. You say pitcher instead of picture.
Pitcher.
Yeah.
Pitcher. So Sean Capri said he mentioned Evil Within.
Mm-hmm.
Says that messes him up big time. Have you played Evil Within?
I haven't played it yet.
So I played a very little bit of it quite a long time ago.
That's a ringing endorsement.
I don't know why I didn't really play more. I think it was a GameFly rental.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was touching my head again.
You see?
So fuzzy.
It's a thing.
But I didn't really get that much into it. But now the second
like you didn't get further into it, or you didn't like
both.
It wasn't clicking with you.
Both.
Okay.
But the second one looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
The second one. So I'm kind of tempted to, at some point maybe, jump into this series because, yeah, the sequel looks pretty rad. Mark Peterson says Chainsaw Baghead Man from Resident Evil 4 was a delight.
Is that his official name?
Chainsaw Baghead Man?
Chainsaw Baghead Man?
I'm pretty sure. I think in the credits, when it lists voice actors, it was like Chainsaw Baghead Man.
Did he talk?
Played by Carl Levinson. It was before he struck it big.
Yeah.
Hey Adam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an announcement here live on this episode of Megadad's bonus level, not to deter from our horror theme for too long because we got a lot going on. But you just got another Extra Life donation.
Did I really?
You really did.
How come I don't get these notifications and you do?
I don't know. So for those that don't know, today only, Adam's doing a special deal where in addition to the raffle tickets you get for all the prizes we're giving away for Extra Life, anybody who donates today to Team Megadads, Adam's going to do an original black and white commission art piece for them. And he's gotten 6 donations today. So
for shizzle.
You better get your ass drawing quick.
I'm going to have a lot of work to do. And as a disclaimer to all of you who are donating to our Megadads page today, make sure you are either putting a message in your donation saying what you want me to draw or hitting me up on the social media to let me know what you want me to draw.
Yeah.
Because I am not a dependable person. And so if you don't get after me about that kind of thing, chances are it's gonna
fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to break that little bit of news.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm very excited.
Yeah. So
typically in this Extra Life, you get all the donations, and I have scraps, but I think I am kicking your ass as far as quantity goes and like how many donations.
You have many more actual donations. Mine looks competitive because I had one massive one from this one person who always...
You got a massive one from one person?
I have a massive one that one person gave to me. If we're still live, say hi, because I'm getting a little circly thing on the screen here. But I think we're live. So if anybody wants to get some original art still, do it now. Tonight, by midnight. So horror games.
Got a couple hours. Horror games.
Horror games. We reached out to our people, said, what's your favorite horror games? Scott Posey said it was Soma. And he says that game had me captivated from the very beginning, and the story was just this perfect sci-fi / horror masterpiece. I never played that.
Nor did I.
Nor did you. Ryan Inderlead, I never know how to say his name.
Inderlide.
Is it Lied? Inderlide.
I think so.
He says, so in Silent Hill 2, when you realize the Pyramid Head is following you, yeah, that was scary.
Silent Hill 2.
Man, that was like, that's almost like the perfect horror game. Because it's got not only like the jump scares and the like the gory monsters, but also just the screwing with your head type business.
Well, that's the kind of horror that I like, is the psychological stuff. You know, I mean, the same thing goes with like horror movies. Like I don't like slasher movies. I don't like the gory stuff. I like the stuff that gets in your brain and makes you think about what's going on.
Yeah.
Like the mysterious stuff where they don't explicitly tell you what's going on or why. Right. Silent Hill 2 is like the perfect like embodiment of that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one's both, for both of us, that's in our top games of all time. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense.
What else do you got?
Paul Jurado. Could be any of these. He says, I still remember playing Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1 for the first time, and right in the beginning, when you were walking down the hallway with the windows and the zombie dogs crashed through them, I literally threw my controller in fear. That was when I knew that the horror genre had been flipped.
I remember playing that for the first time, and I had rented it. And I was playing it, and I was the only one up. This was long time ago when I was still living at home. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting in the living room playing, and your dog at the time, Cuddles. Yep. Great job naming that dog, by the way. It was a very manly, strong dog name.
Strong dog name.
It was like midnight, and I'm at that scene, and right as the dog jumps through the window, your dog went absolutely mental and started barking, and I just about peed in my trousers.
That's bad. I'm getting a lot of error messages. I don't think we're online anymore.
I'm showing live.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. I refreshed the page and it says an error occurred. Please try again later. How interesting.
What do you want to do about that?
Rolling again.
It says live stream offline when I go to it on my phone.
What the balls?
What do you want to do about that?
My laptop, it is showing live.
Yeah, I'm watching it on my phone now. What the H, John? What's going on?
Error occurred. Playback ID. What the crap?
Sean's here. He's gonna entertain the folks while we just sit around with our dick in our hands, apparently.
I don't know. According to the XSplit,
it says we're live. Let's just push forward.
It says we're live. Huh. Well, let's see if Sean says he can hear us. Because otherwise we're just yammering to ourselves. And we can do that anytime. Don't know what the... He can hear us. Well, I say we just carry on then.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
God, you and that mechanical keyboard.
That mechanical keyboard is scary.
As scary as...
As scary as, Dead Space 1.
Who said Dead Space 1?
Chuck Scherer says Dead Space 1 was fantastic. This show's going really good, I gotta say.
Are you putting this back on the stream?
Well, Sean says he couldn't hear us anymore then either. I mean, it's still showing us as live on XSplit.
Why don't you pause the stream for a minute?
Okay. Hold on a second. Oh, shit. Hold your horses. You covering your eyes?
I don't want to look.
It said offline for a second. Then it said stream concluded.
Tell me when it's over.
Let me refresh this one more time, see what's going on. Otherwise, yeah. Oh, shoot. It was back for a second. But now it's not. Well.
This is embarrassing, John. Usually we can fix his shit in post-production.
Normally. Well.
If you would like to support Megadads and create more amazing content like what you've intermittently seen tonight.
Sean says it's live. I don't know if he can see us. He says it's super live.
No, it's live. I mean, I see it now. The problem is, much like my urine flow, this stream is weak. And this is not going according to plan.
No. Well, apparently he can see it. So let's just talk to Sean Capri for a while.
Can we just say how cool Sean is? Because
let's just talk about Sean.
I would have tuned the F out like 15 minutes ago.
If it wasn't for Sean?
No, I'm just saying, like, he's still here.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, that's because he's Canadian, and by default, his manners do not allow him to leave. It's in their constitution.
Oh, for crap's sake.
Yeah. So, scary crap. Horror.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep talking about horror games?
Sure. What's your favorite horror game, John?
My favorite horror game?
Uh-huh.
I've got a few.
Okay.
I wrote them down. And by writing down, I meant typed into my phone.
Do you see Sean in the chat? God.
Trust me, Sean. I would do anything for a shotgun right now. Anything. I would just... Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead is one of my favorites. Also, the first season of The Walking Dead from Telltale.
Yeah, I guess technically those are horror games. They're not really scary games.
Left 4 Dead's pretty scary.
I think Left 4 Dead is more like tense than anything.
I mean, it's action horror.
Right.
It's more It's more 28 Days Later than Night of the Living Dead. We don't get shotguns with our Happy Meals in the States, Sean.
No, just explosive diarrhea.
We get diabetes. Sean Capri says Left 4 Dead's not horror. And he would know. Thank you, Anthony. Your name's not Anthony. Antonio.
God damn it, John.
I wasn't going to say thank you for sticking around, but then I got your name wrong, so now you're probably out.
It's like, hey guys, I'm enjoying this. Oh, that son of a bitch.
I'm so flustered by our technical issues. I apologize.
I think the ultimate scary game, and I'm surprised you didn't say Fatal Frame 2, by the way, because you're always talking about Fatal Frame 2.
It's on my list. If we just want to talk about games that just scared the bejesus out of us.
The living piss.
I
don't think anything has ever scared me more than PT.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's hard to rip your... that one's hard to sit through, you know?
Yeah.
That one is freaking terrifying.
It kills me that we'll never know, probably never know, what that game would have been like. What the story was, at least. I would love it if they would, like, one day just write a tell-all book. Kojima and Guillermo and, what's the actor's name?
Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus. I just want all three of them to, like
kiss?
I want to see an interview where they just this is what that was going to be.
And then kiss each other on the lips.
And then they make out.
Yeah.
In the most awesome threesome ever.
Yeah, you know what else was a really great friggin' terrifying game, and it was all jump scares, but it was still Slender.
Yeah.
I don't know if that game would hold up now, but when it came out, frickin' Slender, it was one of those things where I was scared to death to play it, but I couldn't stop playing it.
Yeah.
Running through those woods with the flashlight and the noise and the static, and you just get a glimpse of him through the trees, and you turn and book the other way, and then he'd be right in front of you. That game was... And you never played through The Arrival, did you?
No. All I really played was when we were up at that cabin in the middle of the woods, and we played it on your laptop, which was
8 pages.
A stupid idea.
Yeah. It's like, probably looking back on it, I mean, like I said, I don't think it would really hold up because there's not much of a game there, but it was so unique, and it was like it was like a viral kind of thing. Like, it was really big and really in the moment. So playing that when it was fresh and new, there was nothing scarier than that at the time.
Oh, Sean Capri. He says Slender can F right off.
Language.
You've got strong feelings about that, Sean.
Now, is that because he made you poo in your Canadian pants?
Aren't those overalls? Wouldn't it be overalls?
Do all Canadians wear overalls?
I thought. I might be wrong, but I thought that's what they wore.
Huh.
Yeah, you better elaborate. He says it's terrifying. Also, the very beginning of, the first couple hours of the new Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Were, I could play for, half an hour, and then it was turn the lights on and watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse until I could fall asleep.
Yeah, you're pretty spot on with your assessment of that game, where it was once they started, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying before, but once they start explaining what's going on, it gets less scary.
Yeah. I mean, the game was good throughout. It was great throughout. But the fear definitely peaks in that first hour and then kind of wanes as you go. Chelsea says she's never played a scary game. Ever?
Like at all?
She should play
Silent Hill. Yeah.
She should play Silent Hill. She should play. You probably can't play PT unless you downloaded it when it was originally out. Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve, you could almost call that a horror. somewhat.
I don't remember too much about it.
Let me go back to a couple of the comments we had on here. Let's see. I closed out that page, so now it's going to take me a second. Doop 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 doop. Speaking of scary,
you're singing.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this while you're looking that up.
Yep.
I've got a bathroom etiquette question for you.
Okay.
So the bathroom at work, it's like urinal, stall, right?
Yep.
There's two
one.
2 points. There's 2 areas to deposit.
Okay.
If you enter the bathroom and you have to pee.
Yep.
And somebody is at the urinal, so you have to go into the stall.
Right.
Do you close the door?
Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would close the door.
But you're not like dropping your pants to the ground. You're still just peeing like you would at the urinal where there is no door.
Right.
But you close the door?
I mean, if there were doors around all of the urinals, I would close those.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want you taking any part of this. I don't want you seeing this. I don't want you knowing what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I would close the door.
I agree.
Because if you don't close the door, someone else could come in and barge in because they're like, oh, this one's free.
All of a sudden, you're in this enclosed area.
With another dude.
Yeah.
Just holding your ding-a-ling.
Right. I agree with you.
That's horror.
I was at the urinal.
Right.
And a guy came in and he went into the stall and he didn't close the door.
Right.
And I was sitting there finishing up and I was like, man, really? Like, I'd close that sucker up.
What about this? What if you go in and they're both busy? Do you just shit in the sink?
No, just right on the floor. I get as center as I can in the room. And then I just drop my pants and I spin around.
Uh-huh.
Wherever it lands,
Nobody
that's where
knows.
I leave it.
So Sean says he has PT and he can't handle it. I think this Halloween, you and Chelsea need to wait till the baby's asleep and put on PT and turn out the lights and play that game. He says you should have closed it for him, like slam that sucker and run out of the bathroom. Boy, that would startle a dude.
Or what if I just kind of slowly did and said, hey, buddy, let me get that for you.
Or knock.
Okay, Sean, are you really that petrified to play it?
I mean, it's with good reason.
Right, but like, could you make the conditions right, like with the lights on?
But that's a bad way to play that game.
It is, but at the same time, like, it's an experience that needs to be had.
Yeah.
Because even beyond the scares, like, that's just a fascinating game, demo, whatever it is.
Right. I love
it.
I think if that's the only way he can play it, I think he should play it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely lights out is the way to do it. Much like familiar relations, it's just you're better off just shutting the lights off because
your wife might walk in on you
and scream. Oh. Yeah, that's the other thing about the game. He says he thought he knew what would make that person, the woman appear. I'm not gonna say the slur that he said in the chat because I'm a feminist. But the other thing about that game is it's very weird. It's hard to like progress and figure out what you need to do to get through that thing. But it's a fascinating thing.
It is. And I'm so like bummed out that I really have not, now that we're completely deviating away from scary games, I have like no interest in Death Stranding. So like when he went on to make, whatever it is he's going to do, I was so hoping it would be a horror game.
Right.
but looks like it's going to be some weird,
Metal
like
Gear-ish, maybe.
I don't even know, like oily baby game.
Luke Porter says, I've played almost every Silent Hill and Resident Evil game. For me, the most disturbing sequence of any of them was in the beginning of Resident Evil 7 when Mia suddenly goes crazy and attacks you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, that freaked me out so bad playing that game.
That game starts fierce right out of the gate, for sure.
I want to make sure to get to this comment here from the one and only Luke Lore.
Luke Lore. What a nice gentleman. Great
friend, not only to the Megadads, but to the world at large. He says, the scariest game I've ever played was Resident Evil 4 because I had the lights off and the sound up. I also think Gears of War 1 had a solid fear vibe as well. And Alan Wake was fantastic for the atmosphere and the fearful moments. Yeah, I mean, I don't really think of Gears as being horror, but I mean, it's got horror elements. I mean, there's big, scary monsters that will rip you in half, and they're terrifying when they're charging at you, so I see that. that. And Alan Wake definitely had a very kind of Twilight Zone vibe to it.
I really like the direction that some of these scary games are going, where it's like first person really seems to be the best way to get you.
Yeah.
Like once horror games started going first person, and like you played that game, what was the psychological one where you're in the house and you're like going crazy? It was
Layers of Fear?
Layers of Fear. Yeah, and that's another one where it's like there's something about putting you directly in the shoes of the person who's being tormented that really just ratchets up the tension.
They've got a new one out too that just came out I think last month, another first person horror game. I believe it's called Observer.
I've heard a lot of good things about that one.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more of a sci-fi twist, but it's supposed to be, really good as well. So yeah, there's definitely a big push. And there's another one, boy, I wish I could think of the name of it. There's one, IGN just ran a bit on it, coming out, very PT inspired first person horror in a house. I can't forget.
Is it Allison Road?
It's not Allison Road.
I wonder whatever happened to that one.
I think that one got canceled. I think they stopped development on it. But maybe Google around, see if you can find this. I think IGN just last week put up a video of like 15 minutes of this other one, which does look very PT and scary as crap.
Okay, cool.
So, and you were a big fan of Dead Space too.
I loved Dead Space.
Especially Dead Space, like the
Dead
first
Space
one.
2. Dead Space 1 was a scarier one.
Mm-hmm.
I liken the Dead Space trilogy to the Alien trilogy. The first one is scary.
Mm-hmm.
The second one is like horror action.
Yeah.
And the third one is kind of a turd.
Yeah, the third one was... It was alright, I guess.
It was like Resident Evil 5, where like the only thing that was really good about it was the fact that you could play it co-op.
Right.
I loved Dead Space 2, and it was like they got in his head. Like it was after they got into his mind, so he's hallucinating through the whole thing and seeing his dead girlfriend. And oh my god, I love that game.
Yeah.
I wish they'd bring that back.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that they haven't brought that series back at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my desktop just kind of like crashed, so I think maybe we'll end the show.
That's a good way to do it.
So I can't see the chat. So if you still can,
that kind of makes me feel better, because now I'm pretty confident it's your fault that this went to shit.
I don't know what's going on around here. I think it's because tomorrow's Friday the 13th. I'm pretty sure I can blame it on that.
Are we cursed?
I think we're cursed. I mean,
or your hard drive is overloaded with donkey porn.
There's 40 years of history to say that my life is cursed. So why shouldn't it continue now? If anybody out there can still hear us, reminder, Extra Life is coming up November 4th. You can donate at extra-life.org/team/megadads. Make a donation. If you do it before midnight tonight, which is October the 12th, Adam will draw you a pretty picture. And with every $5 donated, you get a drawing, you get a ticket into our raffle. We're giving away loads of goodies.
Lots of good stuff.
Lots of good stuff.
And if there are any patrons who are watching, tomorrow morning is the very first Megadads Micro, which, John, you don't even know what this is.
Nope.
So you have your Monday morning videos.
Yep.
And I thought you do such a great job of like starting the week with optimism and excitement, and you're just like, hey guys, have a great week. We love you patrons. You're awesome. Mm-hmm. So I thought, what better than if I turn around and cap the week off by shitting all over everything in a micro edition podcast. So it's about the same length as your dad diary, but it's audio only, and that is going to hit tomorrow morning.
Is it on the old podcast feed? Is that how people are going to get this?
Nope. It is
how
exclusive.
Do people find this?
They have to go to patreon.com/megadads. Oh, you jackass.
Oh my. That's a good place to go.
And that's a premium tier, by the way.
Really?
So this will be available to patrons $5 and up.
Oh, you're making it fancy.
I am.
You're making it fancy. And maybe we should consider taking some of this patron money and buying myself a decent internet connection or equipment or whatever is causing this problem. So, yeah. Thank you.
Might not be a bad idea. Maybe a beard trimmer for you.
I trimmed it literally this evening. Look at this.
Get up there.
This is a freshly trimmed beard. I'll have you know. You should.
How far back down the neck do you go?
How far? What?
Like, I can see some scraggly hairs.
I mean, before I did this, my face looked like Steve Bannon's crotch. It was a hot mess. It was a hot mess.
Oh.
So,
okay.
So thank you to those of you that stuck this out. It was a little painful, I gotta admit. Probably more so for you than for us. But we really appreciate you guys. Antonio and Mark. I know Mark was there for a minute, and Sean.
Mark was here for a minute, and he's like, fuck this.
He's probably not even a patron anymore after this. But thanks for stopping by. We'll try and do better next time. That's how we should end every episode.
Yeah,
we'll try and do better next time.
Sorry, guys. That was embarrassing.
All right. We'll talk to you guys later.